Hi everyone, my name is Isabel Price, and the topic that I will discuss with you all today is forced marriage in India. Forced marriage can often be confused with arranged marriage, as they're almost parallel with one another, yet there are two significant differences, and those are consent and coercion. Forced marriage occurs when one or both parties does not give full consent to the marriage, or if one party is under duress to say yes to the marriage. Arranged marriage, on the other hand, consists of parents or family members playing matchmaker, but both parties have the ability to say yes or no. Forced marriage generally occurs with brides under the age of 18 or child brides. According to UNICEF, India has the highest absolute number of child brides in the world, 15,509,000 to be exact. To further elaborate on this, 27% of girls in India are married before their 18th birthday, and 7% are married before the age of 15. Technically, forced marriage with children is illegal in India and can be punished up to 2 years in jail for ignoring such laws. However, it's often still practiced as there isn't much sustained coordinated support from local governments, and is often only pursued when a parent brings it to the court's attention. There are four main causes of child marriage, forced marriage with children. The first one being poverty. For many poor families, marrying their daughter at an early age is based on economic survival. It means one less person to feed, to clothe, to educate. On top of this, the traditional marriage practice in India involves the daughter's family paying a dowry for the marriage, and many believe that marrying them at an early age decreases that dowry. The next cause is limited education, and it's statistically proven that little or no schooling strongly correlates with being married at a young age in India. And those that are able to attend school and have higher levels of education are more protected from the possibility of forced marriage. The third cause is insecurity in the face of conflict. So when families live in unsafe regions or, war-torn countries, parents genuinely feel like the only way to keep their daughters protected from danger is to marry them off. For example, they could have them marry a warlord or an authoritative figure so they feel protected. So the fourth and last reason that forced marriage with children occurs is tradition and religion. In many societies, parents are under pressure to marry off their daughters as early as possible to prevent her becoming sexually active before marriage, because those that do become sexually active before marriage bring shame to their family and community. Marriage also often determines a woman's status in society, so parents worry that if they don't marry their daughters according to social expectations, they won't be able to marry them at all. Forced marriage is also a route to cementing family, clan, and tribal connection, or settling obligations like debts or interfamily disputes. Considering these influences in the perpetuation of forced marriage, I suggest we also take a look at the consequences of forced marriage as well. So girls who marry young are at a higher risk of dying during childbirth, having their child die before its first birthday, contracting AIDS, and becoming a victim of domestic violence. In many countries, young married girls move away from their parents' home to live with their husband and his family, where they have no friends, no support, and little say in their own lives or household matters. Research shows that young married girls often are isolated and powerless. They're unable to negotiate or obtain support for issues in their own interest, and they're frequently exposed to violence and threats of abandonment and divorce. As it is, Indian value systems hold respect for parents and elders in high regard, but we can't lazily attribute the practice of forced marriage to culture, because no culture dictates that coercion should be applied to seek consent for marriage, and no culture accepts that physical abuse and torture should be employed so that a union forms. Girls around the world have a right to experience childhood, to make friends, go to school, pursue their aspirations, and live a healthy life free from violence. The practice of forced marriage robs these girls of opportunities, but it doesn't have to be this way because there are successful solutions. Thank you guys for listening.